I need to end the video. Wait, in the session, but I'm at a good point to keep going.
I wish things had gone differently and ordinary for us. But wishing won't change things. Finding the projector will.
So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. I mean, once we catch up with her, but the boy, so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Lovely. Dylan Faden transcripts. No subject was alone during this outburst. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the bleep out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore. And I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. F off, you bitch. Sometimes I can accidentally say swear words. I'm just like, wait, why did I just say that? I would dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the blooding message. Subject repeated the phrase, F off, numerous times before being stated at 17:53. I don't feel comfortable when I swear, which is why I stopped talking for a moment there. Agent killed, redacted, involving, redacted, codename P6. Probably Dylan Faden, codename P6. Autopsy findings. Blunt force injuries to the head and neck, extensive trauma of the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso, fracture of the spinal cord between L1 and L2 vertebrae, avulsion fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right. Blunt force injuries to the extremities, abrasions, lacerations, and contusions to the extremities, dislocation of the left and right elbow, dislocation of the left and right knee. Conclusion: after examination, it was determined that the cause of death was external bleeding occurred when the redacted was contorted through his redacted. So, probably this ability. Let's first an unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington, resulted in a fictional story being written by author Alan Wake, creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and only for a limited time. Even response. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13th 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, see redacted. Then AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington. Refer to events investigated in 1970, 1976, 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A bureau team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, referred to the 1970 redacted Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978, Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson. Alan Wake was believed to redacted instigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possible object of power, that redacted missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search.
Step into the FBC, there's lots to do, there's lots to read, but don't touch, and don't scream much. Let's join the Threshold Kids. Let's join the Threshold Kids.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's wrong?
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Some brains can lift objects, like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg?
No interruptions!
So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
You weren't kidding about a big chair.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair?
Everyone wants the big chair, Meg!
That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Well, that's dark and morbid and horrifying and exactly what I expected from that level of production. Who knows of down in the cove where everybody goes? Nobody goes? I don't remember how the song goes. Candle Cove, I think is what it's called. To Madame Khan. Yeah, it's Candle Cove. So apparently Candle Cove is a creepypasta that apparently takes place in this game. Well, no. That's what that production style looks like. Okay.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
Okay. There we go. Hey! Finally! Candidate P7 outfit.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Don't touch. Friday, 1500. File these. Is she being mugged, or are they is she mugging someone? Jesse Faden movement tracking. Eastward movement, cause for concern. 9/24/2019. Departs Cheyenne, Wyoming. 9/24/2019. Arrives in Sydney, New NE. Nebraska? I don't know my states, okay? 9/26/2019. Okay, these all happen. Oh, wait, no, they don't all happen within a few days of each other. Arrives in Des Moines, Iowa. Departs. Arrives in Chicago, Illinois. Departs 7 days later. On the 8th, arrives in South Bend, IN. I don't know what state that is. Departs 3 days later. On that day, arrives in Cleveland, Ohio. 8 days later, departs Cleveland, Ohio. The day after, arrives in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. 9 days later, departs Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. On that day, arrives in New York City, New York.
We used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan. And other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
The slide projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so that is a horrible therapist. They were forcing Jesse into an answer. What you should do as a therapist is listen first. And what? Can you shoot out the light? No, you can't. Of course not. I want to see. This room barely changes. Oh, the chair's moved. It's barely touched, though. Okay.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Where is this? Okay, this is where this is. Next to P7. Here we go. Work chat. Dead dog. I see your creepy teeth delivery and raise you a dead dog. Yeah, like a straight up deceased dog. Had a collar on it and everything. It had been rotting in that box since they packed it up. Go ahead and imagine how that smelled. So don't go whining on me. I wish I got to watch that parade of human teeth. That's... well, just another day in the bureau, I guess. Thank you for your help, sir. Have a good night. I am not happy with... I should stop using C's. Except for, like, huge fights. Oh, dear. No service? There's service, apparently. Aha! Willow AWE shipping manifest. A hollow sphere, stone-like material, vitrified soil, redacted, pieces of various sizes and colors. Animal carcass, possibly canine. Rusted metal bucket, leather wallet, aged shotgun cartridge. All materials go to the investigation sector for further analysis. So that's the dead dog they were talking about. Dodge efficiency. Not as good. Not as good for that one either. This one is a battered damage while on low health. That one is charge. Blast radius is increased. Zoom is increased for pierce. Recoil is reduced for shatter. Those two are exactly the same. That's 6% as opposed to 22%. That's 18 versus 12. No, that looks good. But I do want to change this out, I think. Weapon armor damage. Flat damage. Ammo shot per cost. Well, ammo cost per shot. Do I want to change out grip for something else? Like, I don't know, shatter or spin? What does spin have access to? Better rate of fire, at least. Ammo cost per shot would be good for another level. Increased reload speed would be good at some point. More or less, they stayed in pretty tight cluster. Okay, so elevator down. Thanks, Mike.
Dylan and I were both prime candidates. Experiments.
Timer's going. I mean, I don't. Was she an experiment? She was observed. But she wasn't being experimented on actively. I'm not sure how much I like this weapon, but we'll find out. Okay, let's check over here first. It looks like this area is going to be cleansed soonish. Do these explode? Was that a random explosion? Or more accurately, biological rhythm sleep schedule are way off.
We're going back home. Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
Wrong way. Do not go that way. Transit corridor south. Let's switch spin out for back to grip. Cause not that great. Excuse me, how are you able to shoot at me while I'm... Right.
There's gotta be a way to rotate the strings. Maybe there's a control panel nearby.
Bridge operator. That sounds about right. Look box. Spin, rate of fire boost, and entropic echo. Work chat, teeth. Now we get to hear about this. While pending any notifications of death related to Willow at AWE, please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrases to use. In the service of her country, regret, proud, pride will be remembered. Word and phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors, blood, bleed, loss, apologies, sorry. That was the wrong thing. What new mission do I... Oh, this one, probably. I never read this one, apparently. CRT television built by Benikoff and Sons Electrics. The screen is still functional. The object can levitate itself off the ground to a maximum observed altitude of redacted. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to harness this effect for their own use. The object is currently bound by redacted. See report redacted for results tested with prime candidate. Redacted. Background. The object was first discovered in local news stories from Redacted, Kansas. A figure has been seen redacted over buildings. The Bureau dispatched agents to the town who discovered that a man named Redacted had bound himself to the object. Mr. Redacted was detained. See case 39HQ656, and the object was brought to the Bureau for study. Containment procedure. Black rock paneling successfully prevents manifestation of the sphere. A Trotman-style anchor made of iron with a wooden stock. Surface is rusted in places. Weighs 3,789 pounds. That's how they made sure that you would stop. The item generates a persistent blank sphere, the purpose of which is currently unknown. This sphere is always generated at a precise point in relation to the item, specifically redacted horizontal feet and redacted vertical feet from the redacted of the anchor. Appendix 4/25/1983. Redacted. Ranger, first class, was dropped into the sphere wearing a diving suit with dedicated oxygen line at redacted AM EST. After 10 minutes and 13 seconds inside the sphere, redacted's oxygen line was cut at the sphere's border by an unseen force. All agents in the room during redacted's entry into the sphere experienced vomiting, vertigo, and loss of fingernails within an hour of one another. Ranger, redacted, has been declared MIA, presumed dead. Mirror supplements. I don't want to read all of these, but I'm going to. Redacted. She was admitted to a mental ward for emotional instability after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only reappears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in Redacted, Illinois. Agents found the item hanging in the local library. They contained it quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Supplementary materials. Dates August 18th, 1915. We certify that the case of Mrs. Redacted has shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with a family-looking glass is noteworthy, though not an uncommon matter when considering the female disposition. Oh, I want to stab someone. Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in its confines until her affliction has passed. Signed, Dr. Redacted. It's a good thing you redacted their name, otherwise I would go after them myself. It was not these. Well, refrigerator procedures, because I clicked here. An Arctic Queen brand electric refrigerator model from the 1960s. No cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by Redacted. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it served as an appliance in an apartment, Redacted, written by a man named Redacted. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Redacted, who was out of the building at the time of the collapse, Redacted, PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. Appendix. New altered effect has been observed. See file AI10.f. Details. See file AI10.k for new containment procedures. Something about teeth. It'll probably be in case files. Or not. In case files, it will be in research and records. Correspondence. Work chat teeth. Guess who had to inspect an inbound delivery of like 100 teensy tiny little boxes? Me, that's who. And you know what was inside of each one? A single human tooth. Bloody gross.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
There we go.
It won't rotate. Something's blocking it.
Whee! I should probably not be in the middle of the path. Let's find out. Ah! Lag spike? Please? Thank you. Ordinary AWE, turntable, and prime candidate program are that direction. I will take loot box. Launch efficiency, that's blue. Is that super special? No, that's really not special. Not even a teensy bit. Or more accurately, it's not something I can use right now. Those are some sturdy speakers. I don't know why my computer is lagging. I have like 3 things open, which is the recording software, Steam, which I run the game through, and the game itself. So I'm loading a lot of area right now, I guess. Siren taken care of. I don't know why I'm calling it a siren. I think someone referred to it as a siren. Just have to make sure there's actually nothing there. There we go. As it turns out, this weapon is great for the sirens. The explosive shot. I guess there's some way in there, I just don't have access to it yet. Oh. Loot box. Ammo efficiency. I love how everything's just falling apart behind me. I'm not actually touching anything. For example, that's a surprise. That's my point. What the? That's... What? This is how you store airplanes or helicopter planes or whatever the... Why is there only one... I have questions. I don't know if I want answers though. Loot box. Right. Okay, that's what's going on. How long is